I'm not a racist, preach the teacher. You still they never had this. Number one, them wanna run about the gun. I wasn't licensed to have one. The minute they see me, fear me. I'm the epitome, a public enemy. Use, abuse, without clues. I refuse to blow fuse. They even had it on the news. Don't believe the hype. Don't believe the hype. Don't believe the hype. Back when I wrote y'all, yes.
So let's go. Early voting, we're hitting records. Bank that vote. Don't drop it in a drop box because it's setting those on fire. Don't drop it in the mail. You can't trust the mail. I'm just saying. Show up. I know every job gives you time to vote. It is a federal law that you have to be given time to vote. So, take that time. Take that time. For some of you, it's a couple of hours. I'm sorry, but I think we need to. This is
gotta do it.
It's important.
Gotta do it.
What are you most concerned with? Because we've had people call up. What if she loses? And I'm like, I'm prepared for all outcomes because it's not about Kamala Harris or even Donald Trump. It's about us.
That's right.
So it's really about what's our game plan. And I feel real confident that if we strategize, like the work begins to me the day after in terms of mobilizing. If you want a third party, that's the time to do it. Don't wait until 4 years from now and then be complaining about, we don't have choices and all. Stop that. Get busy.
Right. That's right.
This is how we know who's really about this life.
That's right. And quite frankly, for me, I like how you said it's really the day after the election that I'm most concerned about. Because for me, I'm praying Kamala wins. I'm fighting for Kamala to win, fighting for her to win. But I'm also prepared to hold her feet to the fire.
Same.
Because I need Kamala to make some moves. I need Kamala to stand in some hard places once we get you in there, ma'am. I need Kamala to make some judgment calls that people are not going to like. And for me, if she doesn't, hey, ma'am, we have a problem.
Mm-hmm. And you'll be not just one term, but you may not have a midterm,
right.
To even hold on to. That's what happened with Obama. Got cocky, got comfortable. I won't say cocky. Got comfortable because there was a mandate to put him in office, and then he didn't have thinking he could reach across the aisle. These people have told you that they will not be working with you. So the compromise you're looking for, yes, there have been a lot of Republicans on board, folk that those are the people that can be worked with, but there are a lot of people, the Marjorie Taylor Greens and the Lauren Boeberts and the Matt Gaetzes, and they can't be the Mike Johnsons, they cannot be compromised with. Run the table. If we give you a Boston, run them damn spades.
Right.
don't come out with a little I don't know, 3 a diamond. Thinking that just trying to no, there's no compromise. Run big joker, little joker, let's go.
That's right. And see, and what people have to really understand too is even when you talk about issues like abortion, right? People are misunderstanding that. That's not about women's rights. That's not even about a woman's bodies. Abortion is about human bodies. Because see, even the question of sexuality and the LGBTQ, et cetera, that's an issue of bodies and who gets to own bodies. People have to understand that the owning of bodies is the cornerstone of what made America great. The owning of bodies. Don't you understand that when somebody says like, I think being gay is sinful. That is an issue of wanting to control someone else's body. It's a bodily issue. And we have to absolutely get out of our love for owning people's bodies.
So they're doing these little things, these students and folk like Dean Winters, where they have 2 people sitting at the table, and then there's a circle of folk, and then they come in like a chess match, and you have this amount of time to debate a thing, right? Mm-hmm. So last week this clip came. It was Ben Shapiro, who was a very problematic, weird person who should not even have a platform, in my opinion, because he doesn't know enough. And so I'm setting a table. So people have come and have destroyed him in a debate, right? It was a young black girl that just lit him up. So in this particular clip that I'm going to play, he's sitting there at the table. They're going to argue this issue of abortion, Dr. Black. And this burly man, think of like Mel Haggard. Those of you who have a certain age, you know who it is. Like one of these kind of hillbilly looking men, 250, 280.
Ooh, that's a big
jeans, beard, the whole nine. He comes, sits in front of him, turns the chair around. You know how men sit backwards in the chair, and this happens. Play the clip.
Wow, okay, we're going to take this chair. Look at that. Hey, Ben.
Like a bro, my friend. All right.
How's it going?
Let's break open
first
a beer or
question,
something.
can men get pregnant?
Men cannot get pregnant,
Okay, awesome. So,
definitionally.
definitionally, okay. Do men experience SA? Sexual assault?
Sure.
Got it. What about the existence of trans men?
What about the existence? Do you mean women who believe that they are men? What are we talking about here? Women experiencing gender dysphoria?
So my other question is, do you benefit from white supremacy in any way, shape, or form?
I'm going to need more specifics on what you mean by white
Well, here, let me
supremacy.
give it to you, Ben.
Sure, please.
So I'm a transgender man.
Okay.
I've experienced SA.
Okay.
And abortion rights affect me directly. So if we're talking about the American dream that you live,
So-
why don't I have access to that? Because there's no legislation, in the history of America, that legislates a man's body. So why does mine have to be legislated? I've got a vagina.
I'm not interested in what your genitalia are.
Clearly you are. I mean, it's all over everything you make,
no,
buddy. I'm sorry. I hate to say it to you, but
I think you can read on my
kind of an
face that I
obsession
radically
you
am
guys
not.
have.
I think you can read on my face that I radically am not. When we're talking about
No,
abortion,
I don't. I mean, you can present it here, but in most of the content that you have, you attack my community constantly. And you don't even realize guys like me exist who actually share a lot of similarities to you and everything, because I'm a married man of 20 years.
I've
got
I
a wife.
recognize that you exist. I disagree with your
Right.
claim
So
that
if
you're
I
a male.
was sexually assaulted, right, and I didn't have access to that abortion care, do you believe that I should have carried that child to term because
What does
I
this
was
have to-
sexually
Oof.
assaulted?
I mean,
Oof.
so
no, I
Okay.
just want to make sure that that's
I
what you-
never considered this. Let me just tell you, when I watched the video, first of all, it blew my mind, right? Because you don't know
Yeah.
who's who, because whatever, people walk in bodies, that's their business, right? I never considered a trans man being sexually assaulted, raped, getting pregnant,
Absolutely.
and being forced to bear a child under law now, right? Not being able to. I said, wow. And you could see him, because Ben was like, oh, a real bro's in front of me. Like, never confronted that before. But first of all, it's none of your business. But this issue is so much more complicated, and it still only represents less than 1% of the things that we have to navigate, right? As it relates to reproductive rights, right? This is still not the most prevalent thing that we have to navigate. But it taught me something, because I for the first time, I never considered that. And
So
that was wild.
So brilliant. And what's beautiful about it is it teaches the great sin of American education is that American society, and education does too, American society teaches people to be concerned about only the thing you can imagine that could dismantle you. That's the problem here. It's like, I'm not against slavery if I don't own any slaves. Like, how is that relevant to me? That's just as ridiculous as it could conceivably be. Because in a minute, when it does affect you and you didn't even plan for it to, now you're in the same trouble. And now you have a conundrum, right? That you now need other people to fight against on your behalf, but you can't find any allies. And the reason you can't find any allies is because we think the only war to fight is the war that comes to my house. That's not the war to fight. The war to fight is anything that's against human existence. Because if it's against human existence somewhere, it's on the way to you.
Completely.
I love this clip. That clip is powerful.
Well, Dr. Black, it shouldn't even matter. And as you're saying, human existence. Well, what about the existence of the baby? Like, there's always going to be that. And again, most of these people don't care about the babies, or the foster care system would have none.
That's right.
There would be a home for every child that's in foster care right now. Those babies, because you would care that much about them once they're out of the womb. There's something else going on here, and we have to be vigilant. And it shouldn't just be because it's coming to me.
So long.
Go ahead.
You know what really I think abortion is really about? What I'm going to just say it, right? This is just me, Daniel Black, on here. What I think abortion is really about is, how dare a woman believe she can take my seed as a patriarch and decide what to do with it without my vote? That's what I think abortion is really about.
Right.
I think it's
without my
really,
permission, not just my vote, my permission.
my permission. That's right. That's right. How dare you take my seed? See, you got to have the seed part. Because see, the reason that's important is because, again, I'm still going with the plantation. on the plantation, hey, our ancestors were planting seeds, but whose seed was it? See, to whom did the seed belong? Who ultimately had the right over this seed? It was not the one who planted it. Somebody owned the seed who didn't plant it. And that's the same thing with abortion. The question really is, inside this woman is something that I own as a patriarch. How dare her think she can do the hell what she wants to with what I own? The fact that it's in her body, is as immaterial as the fact that we put seed in the earth.
So explain to women who support this.
Because women, let's be very, many women, the joy of their lives is attaching themselves to a patriarch. Because the attachment to a patriarch means that a woman gets to enjoy the spoils of patriarchal supremacy.
My days are cooler, nights are warmer, and I put the blame on you. Time moves slow, but my heart beats faster. When these eyes are looking right at you, you give me something to believe in, just what I needed. You're the closest.